Alrighty, hello everybody. I am sorry if there's a little bit of a lag. I'm just going to dive right into today's lesson. It is going to be a little shorter, and it is about a plot diagram, or some call it a storytelling arc, or Freytag's pyramid. And you're going to see what I'm talking about in just a second. And what this does is it helps you plot your story or put your story in this diagram to kind of outline it so you understand the story a little bit better. And so you can actually pinpoint all these points of a story. It kind of helps you get a better idea, a better grasp of what's going on. Okay, with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so here is a storytelling arc, or a pyramid. It kind of looks like a pyramid here. It has different points. Okay, so this first point right here, from going 1 to 2, is called exposition. It is the starting point, okay? And in the exposition is when the setting is introduced, characters, the protagonist or the hero's ordinary life. And then right here, after everything is introduced, at this point right here, the conflict is introduced. Something changes in our protagonist or our hero's life, setting the story into motion. It's really the whole driving point that's going to set our story, okay? We can't have a good story without good conflict. It could be a good thing or a bad thing, but it's definitely something other than the ordinary life. It could be a romance, the boy spots the girl; an adventure, the pirate finds a treasure map; drama, the daughter is kidnapped. Next, we kind of have this jump. So from like 3 to 4, we're going to call this rising action. So all of the steps / adventures that the protagonist faces on his or her journey to the story's climax, or the very, very top. Okay, so these are all of the points of the story that are leading up to this big, huge moment. Each step leads to the next one, okay? And teaches the protagonist something important he or she will need to know for their adventure or their journey. To finally reach the story's climactic moment. Which brings us to this very tippy-top point of the pyramid, or the arc, which is the climax. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The big, huge conflict must be faced, and hopefully the protagonist will triumph. I apologize if there is a little bit of a lag. The internet's been weird around here lately because of a lot of construction. So if it's a romance, the boy kisses the girl in the rain. If it's an adventure, the pirate finds the gold. If it's a drama, the kidnapped daughter is rescued, okay? And of course, if it's a romance, the kiss always has to be in the rain. It makes it more romantic. Okay, next we have this falling action. So the moments that are the kind of like let down from the climax, okay? So the the falling action is loose ends are tied up, supporting characters and side issues are resolved. So everything is starting to wrap up here. Which will, excuse me, let the slideshow catch up to itself. Which is going to lead us to our resolution or our ending, okay? And so the life for the protagonist finds a new normal and continues on an altered path. Notice that the lifeline here, the story arc, this pyramid, is at a higher level than when the story started. This is going to reflect the growth or change in the protagonist's life. It's likely that our protagonist is now wiser or in a better position that he or she was at the beginning of this tale. For example, like, let's just take Moana, for instance. She's not the same girl that she was when we first were introduced to her, where she was kind of conflicted. She knew at the end of the story she was at a different place. She knew who she wanted to be. Or Frodo Baggins, he's not the same person he was when he initially left the Shire. Now, is he? No, he completely changed because of all the events in his life. So we're going to see this lifeline, this arc, not start at the bottom like where it was, but it's going to be a little elevated. It's going to be a little higher because that's going to show growth. And being able to plot this out, plot out any story, any poem that you're reading is going to help you see all of the events that took place to make that protagonist change. Also right here, this is also called denouement. It's French. And sometimes the author will give us a bit of the after story. This bit of information is also sometimes called the epilogue. Like if you're ever reading a book and it has epilogue and it's like a little extra after the end. Right there, that's where we get denouement. Okay, but this is our story arc. Okay, so we have the exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Now, this is important to know for you because it's important to be able to plot a story in this storytelling arc or this plot diagram. It's important to understand the plot of what you are reading and being able to diagram this out after you read a book and you are totally and utterly maybe confused by it. If you are able to plot it out, be like, okay, what happened in the beginning? What characters were introduced? What was the setting, etc. And you're able to write this down right here where it says exposition. You could even draw this up yourself on a piece of paper. It might help you. Writing everything down and then be like, okay, what was the rising action? What were these little conflicts or little bumps in the road that's leading up to this major conflict? Okay, so you're writing it down. Like in Moana, it could be those little coconut crab things. I forgot what they're called. That the pirates that have come attacking them. That's one of them. Or the shiny crab. That's another part of the rising action, which leads us to this big, huge climax, which was ultimately what? Her restoring the heart of Te Fiti and fighting that monster. That's the climax, and the falling action is, of course, as you know, all the letdown of this story. Her being able to restore the heart of Te Fiti. Sorry, I'm using Moana. It's just the most recent example I could think of. Also, her Maui's hook being fixed and them going home to finally the resolution to where her and her family could be wayfinders. And that's why she started down here and now is up here. And with any book that you read, you are going to find that. And plotting this all out, drawing this out with any story you're confused about, or just any story that you read is going to help you better understand your story. And like say, for example, you need to write an essay on it. Plotting this all out is going to help you understand the story more, which is going to help you write better. Okay. So that was plots and understanding the plot a little bit better, which I think, especially for this unit, is really important for you guys to understand, especially in other units and as you continue to grow in your education. My office hours are on Thursdays from 1:15 to 2:15, or sometimes 1:30 to 2:30. I am available for you. Make sure you use the link to my virtual office to come and talk to me, or you can call me. Don't forget to, after you watch this video, do the assignment where you need to input the keyword. So the keyword for this video is ring, like ring on your hand. Okay, so that is the keyword for this lesson. Don't forget about my office hours. If you need help, I'm here to help you. Email me, call me, and I'm here to help you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.